The views and opinions expressed on this panel are those of this panel and are for entertainment purposes only. Do not, and I repeat, do not try this at home. And don't whine in the comments when you don't like it. We don't care.
You guys are watching Kamisha
Reviews,
the queen of reality TV.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to Kamisha Reviews. Hey, ladies. I'm sorry, y'all. Today is a little bit of a struggle bus with this teeth thing, so I'm kind of coming in a little slow. Anyway, this is the finale episode. So, Dina, please tell me you got some notes, Mama.
Yes, I do.
Thank God. Oh, you sound good. How y'all doing?
All right, I'm doing good. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Okay. So they finished up the land pitch and Granny is willing to move forward. And then Keisha closed on her new home with Caramel. And then Jackie came over and they talked about the past and how they got to where they were, and then also making sure she doesn't take too long to reach out to her dad. And then Monet discussed the crawfish brawl and Joy's version of how Keisha came to be, which I was glad to get that little extra piece of information. And then Nicole and Larry talked with Larry's dad and Leighton about adoption. Then they're working on the luxury brand launch. And then Keita and Monet work out their differences at the launch. Keisha, Monet, and Nicole had a nice bonding moment. Bubba and Joy then arrived, and Keisha was happy she wasn't trying to be in no pictures. And then you got basically a recap of the sister cousins of their journey throughout the season and what's coming up, as well as Chris had a little something on there. But basically, it was just like a recap of what they've been through and where their direction that they're headed to. And I'm definitely looking forward to another season.
Okay, what's up, Miss Abby? What's up, Mama?
Did I miss anything?
No, you did. You got it. It was a good recap. Abby, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I'm doing like 15 things at one time. I'm trying to find a flight. I'm working.
Okay, Mama. Okay. So no, you're good. So the part two, the presentation, they kind of ended that up talking about the 5-year plan. And of course, the money and all that kind of stuff. Granny and Papa's vision. It was, good that Granny finally said yes once the money was right. Granny wasn't supposed to say yes unless it was looking right for her. And I wasn't tripping on that. I believe she legit like, look, it still ain't looking too good, but I think she decided to go ahead and do it. It's cool. So now we got the huge event that they're planning. But one thing I wanted to talk about before we get to the event they have going on, the adoption agency situation with Nicole talking about, them going to the daughter and Larry saying, I'm not going to do this if my daughter's not okay or comfortable. And I kind of want to hear you guys' thoughts about that because I saw different opinions about it online. She's like, look, I understand. I do want to ask my child. She's comfortable, but at the end of the day, I'm going to make the decision as an adult. The Larry is like, I don't want my child being uncomfortable in her own house. Abby, what are your thoughts about that? Are you still
I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out where am I flying to.
Lord, you go Dina first. You go Dina first.
Go to Dina first.
Okay.
Bring it back around.
Okay, go ahead, Dina.
Well, I mean, I understand both points of it. And I do understand Nicole saying, well, she's 7. And it's our job as parents to make her feel comfortable about a situation. Then again, she is 7. She's an only child. So, somebody coming into her space that's not technically, out of Nicole's stomach, is it might be a little difficult for her to wrap her head around. So I think before they go any further in the process, maybe let Leighton go to like a child therapy thing to get her feelings out, because what you don't want is, I don't think Larry would be dismissive, but maybe Nicole thinking she's just a child, she's just a child, she's just a child. So I think maybe she could be somewhere comfortable where she can get her feelings out, and then they all come together and talk about it. Because like I think Larry's daddy said that they waited too long because he got, his kids are 7 years apart, like naturally or whatever, I'm assuming.
Right.
And it was a little bit of a struggle, So that if you're having kids like that, and naturally it's a struggle because a child has been an only child for so long. Imagine what that child would feel like bringing in like I hate the word outside kid, but
right. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to make it derogatory anyway, but bringing in a child, even though the intent is to love on this child, that would not otherwise receive these type of opportunities, love and blah blah blah, because they're either in the system or a situation where they need to be adopted out.
Mm-hmm.
The intention is good and pure. However, you have to make sure that everybody is in the family on board, because you don't want Leighton treating this child any type of way because they're stepping in on their territory, so to speak. And that needs to be discussed, understood, and might be some compromises there. I mean, and to be honest, I'm with Larry on the final say. If Leighton is completely uncomfortable,
okay,
and we go through all of these therapies and talking sessions and books, and you just don't bring a child home and say, here's your brother, sister. So if you go through all of the motions to make her feel comfortable and she's still not comfortable, then I just wouldn't do it.
Because at the end of the day, well, I like Dina, you literally hit on the bell when I say I feel like that it's just an uncomfortable situation where it's like, okay, I know that the little girl, she's feeling some way, but she's 7. She is a child, right? But at the same time, I would not want my child, because I'm gonna say this like this. Me and my sister are 3 years apart, and I feel like 3 years to 4 years, like literally almost a perfect. Because people thought we were twins, even though I'm the older sister. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't imagine being 7 or 8 years apart from my sibling. Like, I mean, we could get through it or whatever, but it's like it does make a difference. So I do agree with the grandpa, Larry's dad, what he was saying. They should have done it years ago. But at the same time, Nicole was saying, now look, we was actually struggling in our marriage at the time. We couldn't do anything like that. We were barely making it. Like, we were trying to figure out we were gonna still be together now. So why would I bring a child in that situation? So I understood what Nicole was saying as well. I think they should, and I like what you said about the counseling. Let her sit down, because at the end of the day, is she gonna make the ultimate decision about what two adults are going to do? I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? So, but them talking it out with a therapist, and like she might be okay. You know what, Mama, Daddy, I'm cool with it. Now that y'all we had discussion or said whatever. Now she may still say the therapy, I don't want nobody coming in here. That little girl was adamant. That little girl was like, I don't want to talk about it. Walked out the room. I said, oh, okay. them girls start early, tell them how they feel in that family. Okay, the Brady's don't play. But she straight up said to her mama, I don't want to talk about it. So that will probably put me in a way of like, I don't know if I want to keep going, because she's so adamant like that to walk out the room. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now that I really understand what we're talking about, I don't give a damn what that little girl says. She does not make decisions for adults. I don't. Maybe I'm old. This is Gen X and me rising up. Absolutely not. You get told what's happening, and then you can deal with your feelings about the situation. But you, at no point is a decision of what we're gonna do is left up to you, because you're a child. Stay in a child's place.
I grew up the
same.
We will
once the adult decision is made, we will inform you of what the adults have decided to do. Because if she was pregnant, what you gonna do? You was gonna have an abortion because she said she having a hissy fit. If she don't want to, now she want to be the only child? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's cute and all that y'all want to get her input. You can take her input into consideration, but like RuPaul says, I will take your choices into consideration, but the final decision is mine, beloved, and you're just gonna have to abide by whatever it is that I say. You know why? Because I'm the parent. No if you want to make adult decisions, then you go get you a house and a job, and then pay your own bills, and then you can make the adult decisions. But until then, until then, beloved baby, the adult decisions are mine. And I listen. I listen. What I'm supposed to? What? I don't.
Abby ain't lying. I grew up that way. My mom was like, okay, baby, I understand. But my mom might have said, thank you for your opinion. I mean, you know what I'm saying to me?
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. That is cute. You know, I understand we'll work through it, but it's still gonna happen. And I like how Ebby said what if she was pregnant. Like that's some real stuff. Like what if she
I
was
think
pregnant?
that's the difference because she had been asking for a little brother or sister, however that might have been the time in their marriage that, they were trying to work through some things and it wasn't the right time to bring in the child. Now they are, but for whatever reason, I might have missed it if they're having difficulty conceiving or she just feels the need to adopt because, she wants to give, like I said, love to a child that would not otherwise receive it.
Right.
If they're not adopted out or whatever. So I missed something there. But or she's a little older, or she don't have time to be pregnant, and I don't know what the deal is with that whole thing. But I think some years ago, from what she said, that Leighton used to ask all the time, and now she don't ask as much no more.
I think it was a granny. If you remember, that her and her granny, she got very emotional because her granny was also adopted, and I don't know if that kind of. Remember the adoptive episode came on like the same episode, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. Where she was like, "I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing because my granny got adopted. She lived a great life or whatever." Or maybe like you say, she's a businesswoman now. She don't want to have another child, like physically have another child. I don't know which one that is, what that looks like, but I do agree with what you were saying. Hold on, just a second. Can you close the door? I can agree. I can understand what you were saying about that. I don't know. Anyway. So people probably gonna feel the way about that because people probably feel like the children today should be able to give their opinion and speak on
things. You can give your opinion. Nobody ever said you couldn't give your opinion, but that's all it is an opinion. And thank you for sharing your opinion. I appreciate that. But it's not.
I mean, the new moms and dads, the way they do it now, they do incorporate the children in decision making. They do that's really a 2024 thing. Like they really do that. I've never done that with my kids. I mean, I'm not saying that I would not say, "Hey, this is what's going on." And back in the day, if you had a baby coming, you tell your kids, "Hey, just so you know, you got little births to come," and that's usually the discussion that you would have. That's pretty much it. They couldn't go in there and say, "Well, oh my God, we're gonna tell mom and dad no." You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, but that's why I'm saying that this is a difference. Like, this is a difference. It's one thing, oh, we're pregnant versus I'm gonna go and adopt a kid that's not really ours. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying there's a difference and need to be a conversation. And
it's not a difference for me though.
And as dysfunctional as this, I'm just saying, as dysfunctional as this family has their moments with the whole Keisha thing, and I think that she's trying to keep Leighton inclusive. So in 20, 30 years, Leighton and this adopted kid is not sitting on the couch somewhere.
100%. I agree with that too. I do. Because let's be clear, like, back in the day when something would go on, there was no discussion. You just had to do what your parents said. There was never a discussion growing up for me. It was like, oh, you found out yesterday. Oh, this was going on. Okay. But what you were gonna say? Like in my day,
and I ain't gonna lie. Until my kids was in their teenage years, like if I decided to get up and move somewhere because it had better job opportunities or blah blah blah, I'm like, hey, in 6 months we finna woo whatever, get used to it. But then I think at the latter, that was when they were younger. But then like when they got into their late teens, it was like, do you want to go or not? And if you don't want to go, these are the arrangements of who you gonna live with. Because like when I got ready to move to Atlanta, or no, not yeah, my one daughter, my oldest daughter was in her senior year of high school, and to move her somewhere in her senior year of high school is like social, suicide.
Yeah, suicide. Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, hey, if you want to stay here this year, you can stay with my sister, blah, 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 whatever, so you can finish out, blah, blah, blah. And then the other two came with me. And so even when they were all grown, and I had moved somewhere else, I was like, do you want to stay or you want to go? And they was like, well, two of them wanted to stay. And then me and Alicia left. And, I made sure I helped them out and did whatever they needed to do till they got better jobs and could, live as adults or whatever. Like I said, this was late teens, graduated from high school and all that good stuff already. Because I wanted to give them the option. Because at this point, they got friends, they got lives, they got jobs. But when they were younger, all you got to do was get up and do what I told you to do. So you're going to do what I told you to do.
like I say, in 2024, kids today are asked questions. Now, do I agree with that 100%? No. Some of it I do. Because I remember being the age where stuff would happen, not necessarily a baby, nothing heavy as that, but there'll be things that would have happened in our life. And I would have, if they would have asked me, I may have given some input. Now, I don't know if it would have changed anything. Knowing my dad and mama, probably not. But just to have that opportunity to have, like these days, they want to make kids feel like, you're young adults who want to make you feel included. Inclusion is so important today. So I get what Abby's saying. I get what Dina's saying. But in 2024, they include the children in every decision damn near making, except for
and here's the problem with that, right? Mm-hmm. So it needs to be a healthy balance, because if you include your kids too much, that's when they start shooting off at the mouth, thinking they an adult, and they get their teeth knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
It has to be
a healthy balance. Yes.
Mm-hmm. You can't keep telling. Stay in a child's place when you steady putting them in an adult's business.
100%. I agree.
And then you look crazy in the face when they calling you by your first name.
Girl, not Shirley.
Listen.
Hey, Shirley. Like, who you talking to?
Talk about I put in $50 on the light bill so I don't have a curfew.
Girl.
I will knock your lights out, beloved.
I still don't call my mama by her real name, and she's
I never have.
But I call her the elder.
Man,
that's what I call her.
When I call her job, I be like, "Is my mama there?"
Girl, same here.
Is my mama there? Because the last time I called my mama by her real name, because everybody else was calling her by her real name, and I was trying to get her attention, so I said her real name. Anyways, 4 hours later, when I woke up on the other side of the room,
I
never called that woman her real name. 40-some years later.
Let me tell you something. Look, we all have a 4 hours later story, but our mamas. I know I got one. Look, I remember. Look, it was 3 o'clock. It was 3 o'clock, and the next thing I know, it was 7:30. I don't remember what happened.
In between that time frame, there is 4 hours missing out of every child's life from their mama. I swear to God.
And dare you ask what happened, and you get the look. Never mind. I don't care. It's all good. No worries.
You want me to refresh your memory? No, I'm good.
4 hours later.
Not you went to sleep on Sunday and woke up on Wednesday because she said she was gonna knock you into the middle of next week, and she missed it.
Not the uncle saying, "Don't get me involved. I don't want to know. I'm gonna lose time too as well. I don't want to know what happened. Don't ask me nothing. I don't know." Look,
because I know during 2020, I called my mama and said, "Hey, is that offer to slap me in the next year still available? Because this is some bullshit."
Because I'm struggling.
My mama will tell me to this day, baby, let me tell you, I can reach the throat. Like my mom do not play. I don't care how old I am. She tell me all the time, you bought and paid for. I don't care, 55, 65, it don't matter. I have every right to do what I want to do with you, including knock your ass out. I'm like, okay, mama, what am I gonna say? Nothing.
Right. Nothing.
So I do. Y'all gave some good points on that topic.
You want your slippers and a Pepsi? Let me go find the remote.
Look, girl, let me.
I was tripping. My bad.
Oh Jesus. Okay, so you talked about the new house that what's the name? Lakeisha and Caramel got. We got to see, Tavion. She said she had the 2 bonus daughters and everything else. It's a nice house. So Aunt Jackie does come by and bring flowers. And it was nice to see Aunt Jackie because tell your daughter I am live. Why is she calling me right now? But Aunt Jackie brought the flowers there. And it was nice for her to say, it's like she's my second mom. That was kind of it was, and I know what Abby's saying about her bringing the child in, but just listening to probably this child is 7 years old, listening to her talk in the future that her mom is now passed. This was her second mother. She didn't have much family. Her dad didn't care. With the joy, all that crap going on. I don't know how much she had on her mom's side of the family, but I just really feel like the Aunt Jackie stepping in like that made a difference in this girl's life. Who knows if she hadn't? Because now she doesn't have her mom. She might not have had that family support that she has now. So,
And I do want to say this, because it wouldn't be right if I wasn't petty for a moment.
Okay.
So when they showed the scene and they showed Zena Keisha's mama, Uncle Bubba, Frank, whatever y'all want to call him, he got a type. Because if you look at that picture and you look
He
at
looked
Joy,
just like the other lady.
Yes,
yes, I
saw
said,
that.
okay.
I got the picture somewhere. I saw it. I said the same
Yes,
thing.
they look a lot alike, but I'll touch on that when we get to talking about Joy and Monet in the kitchen.
Okay, I'm gonna upload them pictures so you can talk about it. So, what? Wait a minute. What were we just talking about? The
Lakeisha
the house.
Jackie.
Okay. So, how'd you feel about that? I know how you feel about the situation, her getting her life, Abby, because she should not. You say that wasn't her business, but just seeing her and their relationship, I know you still feel the same way, but how do you feel about that? Her, just being there for her.
In today's world, not at 7.
Right. Because I know, is she there? Because I know
I'm here.
Okay. Oh, not the silence. Okay. I got it now, miss. I got it.
Listen, I try to be careful because the people was mad at me. Because I told the aunt should have minded her damn business last week. So, hold on. She should be bringing flowers and apologizing to people because all of this is your fault because you minded business that wasn't your
Jesus help. Take the wheel, Lord. I walked in. I'm gonna say I walked into that. I did. I sure did. It's all good.
It's fine. Listen, it's fine. Listen. If that's what she want to do, then that's so be it. She continues to mind business as isn't hers and want to act like she don't understand why people looking at her like she crazy.
Well, that's okay. That we're just gonna disagree on that one because
we just gonna agree to,
we are.
That's okay. To disagree, and and it's fine.
It super is
because it ain't no malice, ain't no none of that.
It ain't.
In regards to this TV show about these niggas we just knew. So
I think also too because of the fact that you and Dina's background as far as talking about different things y'all experience also is the reason why y'all give your opinions y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Same with me. So for me, I never experienced it, but I had family members that I saw. My family was big. My grandmother had 16 children, so I saw a lot. So it was a lot that we all have seen between cousins and uncles and who knows what. And it's always that they shouldn't be in the business. But I always feel like sometimes for a family, there's nothing is wrong with that too. If a child is being taken care of or being looked out, at the end of the day, she might not have had this family. I'm sorry. I just think she would have been on her own because it doesn't seem like that other side of the family was too much into it, And even when she asked the question about, we got to get into all that. I forgot. So she did kind of ask about, did somebody ask about me? And she was like, no, it was me that asked about you. Once we found out that she was whatever, we knew about you. And apparently DNA tests didn't matter because she just heard about him having a child and she called the mama. So
right.
Dina, what's your thoughts on that one?
I was glad for the moment that she went and checked on her because I think sometimes after like a family blow up you kind of be like, do they care about me? Do what's going on? A whole bunch of things came out and we don't even know what was edited out. Okay, so it was good for her to make sure that she was in a good space. And and especially when they talked about, hey, I understand you upset with your dad and everything, but y'all need to reach out and work it out. I mean, what did they say? Bubba was 72, 74 or something like,
77.
77? I thought he said 72 or 4 or whatever, but
I thought he said 77. I don't know. Somewhere around there.
He in his 70s. He old. Okay.
He old enough to know better.
Right. And so I think that they do
Lord
right,
Jesus.
exactly. They need to work it out or whatever because of the simple fact that hey, ain't nobody promised tomorrow. So if they can work out their differences or at least be cordial and talk about the situation, have a little sit down or whatever. Like she said, don't wait too long to reach out to him, and I thought that was good.
Little baby girl, I understand what you're saying that Keisha didn't need, but I don't think anybody can say whether or not she needed to be in the family or not. We don't know how this outcome would have went if that family was there for her. We don't know. We don't know if it's been good or bad. We play that what if game all day, but it's what it is.
I agree with it. It's that Keisha didn't need to be in this world not knowing her family. That's a good statement.
But what I'm saying is, I'm sorry. I thought you said something else. My bad. Yeah, I do agree with that. But some families don't feel like that. Like say if it's like a Joy, for instance, I have to look at both sides of it because I'm pretty sure that was rough for Joy, even though yes, that's a child, but that had to been rough for Joy, regardless they were married, not married. They was in a relationship, whatever you want to say. And this man has a baby with somebody else. I mean, at the end of the day, she didn't want to be bothered with that child. She didn't want to see the reminder.
Now, when you go into the next scene, this is where I needed my information.
Okay.
So when you go into the next scene with her and Monet, she basically breaks it down that her and Frank was living together. And then he chose to marry her. So at the time all this took place, they was not married. I don't know when they actually got married, but she said that her and Frank was living together and that Keisha's mama chose to have a child with a man that was in a relationship. And she put the blame on her mom and Frank that was a problem that they created. So why should she have to take on their problem? Because they both decided to do that. Frank decided to cheat, and she decided, and they decided, or she decided to have the baby or whatever. But I like the fact that Monet said, but she's innocent.
She did say that. Like, cause our mama just straight, because Joy comes from a place of this man had an affair on me with somebody had a baby, and Monet and everybody else looking at her like, Mama, we get you, but this still is a child. She had nothing to do with it, because the Joy just seemed like she don't want nothing. I mean, the tea. I mean, what it's giving is Joy's like, look, I don't care. I don't want nothing to do with that child, grown or a child. It reminds me,
ain't nobody gonna steal her joy. That's what she said.
It's just, my name is Joy. I was like, girl, I can't. I was like, Lord have mercy. But she said what she said. You know what I'm saying?
And I get where she's coming from. Not everybody has the open heart to accept something like that.
That's what Abby said last time.
And I do feel now that we understand how the situation came about. And then for Cheryl and Jackie to go and get her and spend time with her and maybe even bring her to family functions where everybody knew that was Frank's, and this is their terminology, not my outside kid. So now she got to sit up at the family reunion, the cookout, the crawfish boil, the rodeo, the whatever, and she's constantly reminded. So for 40-something years, however old these young ladies are, she is reminded every day or every time she sees Keisha that her husband stepped out on her in the beginning of their relationship before they was married.
Lil Baby agreed. Did not want Keisha in the family. And that's the thing about it. The bad part, Joy not wanting her is kind of understandable to a point, but it seemed like Frank didn't want her around neither. He said, I pay child support. That's it. That's all that's the post. Abby, what's your thoughts, Mama?
Not that's the post.
I got that from Lee.
Oh, Jesus. Not that's it. That's all that is the post, Jesus. Come get me, God. Just pick me up, Jesus. Oh, Lord, my Jesus. God. All right. So, here's how I listen. I'm going to try and be as nice and politically correct as possible when I say this. Keisha is a living reminder of the devastation and hurt that Bubba caused Nicole and them's mama.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you how this comes across to me. How I view it is that I just lost my train of thought. Hold on, I got it back. Okay. So I understand why Keisha's mom feels the way she does. I do believe that if she was since she was going to stay and not leave this man and eventually marry him, I think she should have gone to counseling and got some she should have got some counseling and talked to somebody to resolve the issue. If especially if the outside baby was going to be incorporated into the family and pushed into her face all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Not pushed in the face.
I feel like the three adults needed to sit down and come up with some type of co-parent. Like they didn't do this back then, so I understand why it didn't happen. But at some point, because this is what I had to do, because I was the wrong party in the situation, even though I was the one who had the outside party, outside baby. I was the wrong party because I was the one. He lied to the both of us, and he married that girl and didn't tell me until I told him I was pregnant. That's when he had to come clean and be like, okay, this is what's really happening.
Wow.
So it took me, my son was 7 before I allowed him to go and spend time with his father and overnights with his dad and his brothers and stuff. First of all, it took me like 4 or 5 years to resolve the hurt from that situation so that I wasn't mean and bitter and hateful and a problem and all of those things. I had to, hey friend, I had to heal myself first before I could even talk to that man. I don't know if it's the Scorpio in me, because once I'm done, hell will fall down first. You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
But I had to put my big girl panties on and heal myself from all that trauma that was caused to me, because that man was my first relationship. He was my first love, my first everything.
Oh Lord, yeah.
And I thought the sun and moon set on that boy. So for our relationship to end the way that it ended with such devastation and lies and all of that stuff, and we still ended up having a child together, it took me a long time for me to heal that, where that the wound and the devastation that he caused, which then in turn opened up the wound that my father had left with me. That's why I had semi-abandonment issues. So because of the way my father left, and I had just started to heal that situation when I fell in love, and then this boy and our relationship dissolved. So it took me 4 or 5 years before I had to pull him out of the grave that I put him in. Because once you heard a Scorpio, it's like you're dead. You can't, ain't no coming back from that. So I had to heal myself enough and put my big girl panties on in order to say, hey, this is this child's father, and it's not fair to my son that he doesn't have any relationship with his father because I'm so hurt about what his father did to me. So I had to heal that part of myself before I could come sit at the table with him and his wife and be like, okay, we have these kids, they are related. I want him to know his brothers. So we need to come up with some kind of co-parenting situation where he can spend time with y'all and get to know y'all as well.
Okay.
So I don't think Miss, what's her name, Miss Joy, got to do that part. I don't think she got to heal the hurt. And when they brought Keisha around, I think it ripped over whatever had opened the wound that she had started to try and heal from the devastation done to her by Bubba cheating on her and getting another girl pregnant at the same time she was pregnant. And I feel like, because a lot of us women do this as a detriment to ourselves, I think she dug her nails into and held on to Bubba so tight till they got married on on oh no, I'm gonna win this battle. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like to me. Like it was like supposed to almost like a competition of, oh, this my man. Oh no, he can't be your man if his shoes is on my bed on Mondays and Wednesdays. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And
I
to
do.
she held on. She didn't wanna lose. And she was like, even if you did have a baby, that's my husband. Bop, 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 bop,
Right.
bop. I got him
There you
at
go.
the end, type of thing. That's how it came across to me. And I really feel like Miss Joy didn't get to sit down on nobody's sofa and heal herself from the trauma that was caused by what Bubba did. And that's why, and so she just tucked it, she compartmentalized it and put it off in the corner like it didn't happen because they weren't bringing, uh, I kind of feel like Miss Joy got some. I won in it exactly, little baby. That's how I feel. She was like, I won because I ended up with the husband and da 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 da. And she compartmentalized it and she put it away so she could continue to deal with Bubba, so she wouldn't have to face the hurt. And them bringing Keisha into it just puts it more into her face that she can't pack all of those feelings and all of the trauma and all that stuff and put it in a box so she can still put a smile on her face and look in this nigga's face and be like, oh, but I love him and he loves me. If a living reminder every time y'all go to a family cookout, a family holiday event,
Mhm.
the living, breathing reminder of the fact that this man shit on you and didn't respect you and didn't love you enough to keep his dick in his pants
Oh
is staring
no.
at you in the face every time y'all the family gets together.
Well, you see that remember how we talked about, and remember how I told you that I feel like there was something that she felt toward the lady. Remember how I brought that up because you could tell because when she was talking to Monet, the conversation that Dina brought up is when she said, well, like she blamed the
She was
mother.
the one who
Well,
decided to
no,
have a baby
no,
with
no,
a
no,
man
but
who was in
no,
a
no.
relationship. That's what she said. That's
No,
what
no, no.
Joy
I know,
said.
I know, I know. But what I'm saying is the part where she was talking about with Cheryl. No, I'm talking about the girl. When I mean the ladies, I mean the family ladies. Remember, I was saying
Oh,
that.
okay.
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 So can you remember the part where she was like, "Well, Cheryl called me one day and was like, well, we're not going to keep her." I think she's the one that didn't have no kids. I believe Cheryl's the one that didn't have children that the brother yelled at. But when she said, we're not going to pick her up anymore for whatever, but we're going to bring her to family functions. She said, I don't care what y'all do. I just asked for a DNA test and y'all didn't do that. I was like, oops. Really? So that should be an anger she should take it with Bubba, not necessarily the aunties. Because the aunties probably was like, I don't need a test. She's family. I'm just gonna look out for her. Because even when she was talking about Bubba, well, Bubba felt he felt like they was being attacked and cussed out, regardless of what. She is a child. I don't think she should have spoke to her dad like that. And I was like, whoa. For me, even after 30 something years, you're defending him because yes, she did go off on him, but you know why she went off of him. I'm not about to be protected. I mean, I'm just being honest at that point because she went off for him. You could tell she still has a lot of hatred towards Bubba, the Keisha, all of it. And she had every right to be talking to her feelings. But when she was talking about Keisha going off for him, I was like, wait a minute, mama. I don't agree with you on that part because she probably doesn't respect her dad. He was only a paycheck. He only gave child support. He wasn't there physically. So why should she give that respect to him like that? That's just how I feel about that. Period. Okay.
And I just want to touch real quick on what Evie said about the I won energy because I am definitely guilty of that. My one and only husband of 7 years, I married him because let me tell you, he was all for the streets, all for the streets. And the fact that I married him was with I won, I won, I won. But you know what they say: if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And I was all about winning, and the prize was not even that great. So I am guilty, and I believe too that Joy was at that time. Well, he married me, so I'm the better choice.
Okay. So what did you hold on? So what were you gonna say to what I said? What would you say to what I
No,
said? Go ahead.
no, it wasn't to what you said. It's what
Okay.
Tamasha. I don't want to pronounce your name.
It's Tamasha. It's
Tamasha, 1 in a million, said the second comment about we don't know the depth of what happened in between Bubba and the Keisha mama discussed. We don't. We don't know. We don't know how Lakeisha's mama carried it in the situation, if she was a true side and she kept mum about the situation and just let him handle it, or if she was down to rolling her neck and pointing her fingers in Joy's face, like you know, he can't be but your man but so much because I got this butt in my oven, bitch. So bop 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 bop, and like there was a tug of war, and I feel like that might have been the case because of the way Miss Joy is carrying it now, and I feel like
now.
Right, like she's like, well, I got the man, that's my husband, and blah blah blah
my
blah
man,
blah,
my
and
man, my
all
man.
Exactly.
But like I
he's
say,
mine. You may have had him once, but
I got him all the time.
That's the energy that Miss Joy
that's the energy she's giving.
It's really given, and you know,
I don't think Joy felt supported by the family. That's what
I don't think so.
I don't
either.
think, but the girl, but for Cheryl to call her and tell her that, you could just tell the disdain she had when she called me about, I'm not gonna, because she looking at it like this, y'all gonna go get the kid, even though y'all know all I want to DNA test, y'all didn't do that part. So I feel like she's always felt the way towards those girls because they would go pick her up, take care of her, whatever, knowing how she felt about Keisha's mama. I'm like, girl, that's a lot. Like you gonna be mad at them? That's fine. Not mad at Bubba because, like, oh, Dina, and I want to hear your opinion about that part where she talked about she was disgusted when Keisha went off on Bubba. And again, I'm gonna say this: why should she have respect for a man that was only a paycheck dad? Dina, what you think?
Make sure I'm not okay. So on that situation, let me tell you something. I just had these conversations with my kids last night about kids being disrespectful. And every now and then, I'm not saying all the time, but every now and then parents ain't in the right and we got to get put in our place every now and then. And for him to be acting like he was at that thing, I think she had every right to say whatever she wanted to say to him, because even the way he walks in somewhere, like when they walked into the what you call it, to the pitch, I mean not the pitch, the luxury party, he ain't even like go up to her, speak or nothing that we saw. Okay, even at the crawfish boil, it's like he walks into the room. And for me, I was always taught when you go somewhere you speak to everybody. So to me it's disrespectful to walk in to wherever you are and not speak to everybody, especially they're your family, your daddy, your child, or whatever. But it just, from what I've seen over the episodes, to me that's being disrespectful. So he been disrespecting her. So if she got fed up and went off on him because he's acting all nonchalant, like he needed his Daddy of the Year award because he sent a check every month, that's bullshit.
Look, Kathy just came in. Welcome, Kathy, to the chat. She said to add, she was pissed off that Bubba took money out their household for child support. That's really why she's mad. She's mad about all of it.
She mad about all of it, Kathy. It ain't just the money.
It's
not just the money. And then with another way I kind of feel like she thinks that the family wasn't supporting her is because they did bring Keisha around, knowing how she felt, knowing how she was hurt, knowing how the man did her dirty by this whole situation. And then you go bring the baby and push her in my face and push her on my kids. That's what we doing. That's why I say the three adults, Keisha, Mama, Bubba, and Joy, need to sit down as three grown adults, put aside your grown adult things, and have a conversation about these children and what you're gonna do, and put some co-parenting in place. They didn't do that back then.
I like what Tamasha said. I think Lakeisha's mama and Bubba had more relationship just like Joy did. Joy is in denial about how much he and Keisha mama was together. And that's in real life. Period.
Because
y'all know I ain't lying about that.
And that could just be and that could be because that's what Bubba was telling her.
Like any other man, you don't know what to tell the other woman.
I mean, in Bubba's mind, you can see at 2 times he's brought up the situation. He said, I had 2 girlfriends, not a girlfriend and a side piece, not a wife and a girlfriend, not a none of that. He said, I had 2 girlfriends, which means in his mind, the mind of a man, when he said he has 2 girlfriends, they are both on the same level.
Oh, wow. Gotcha. Until he married one. Right.
Correct.
And like any man's a prize, and that's all women in the world, regardless of what. Like the man's a prize, and you guys are going back and forth, just like with the Ebby saying, "But I won." But Joy, I do agree with 100% what Abby said. I really wish she would have got some of that resolved on her own as far as being healthy and healing the way her children are, because it affects her to this day. You can just tell how she speaks about all of it. She has a frown on her face. Oh, everything
about all of it. And it feels like even though they got married, she's never felt safe in that relationship. Like she could trust to leave for 2 days and her husband ain't gonna have no woman up in her house doing something he ain't got no business. It feels like Bubba has never been Fidelis, wedding ring or no. So she is still holding on tight to him and watching his every move like an eagle. Like to this day, like they can't move it to a retirement center because he gonna be the stud of retirement center, even though he's living there with his wife. That's what it feels like to me.
Thank you, CJE61. Thank you so much for that. Abby, I can't with now with the blue pill in the nursing home. Like we got to get control.
He's taking the blue chew. He's taking the blue chew pills when she go play bingo with the girls and have Miss Mary from up the street who go to Beulah Baptist Church come up there and talk about she delivering agendas and she delivering her buns and the church buns at the same time. That's what it feel like. That's what it feel like. That
and some of
even
them,
after I feel like even after this situation, I feel like this is not the first, second, or third time this possibly has happened with them. That it's just the other women didn't have the babies.
What you say, Dina? I didn't hear you.
No, I'm just saying sometimes you be thinking they gonna grow out of it and they too old to hold, and they never do, and they still be hoeing because the way she be clenching to him and like I agree with Abby. She probably timing how long it take him to go to the quick trip.
He can't go to the bathroom. How long you was in the bathroom? Who
was in the bathroom with you?
Listen, it's given very much from the house to his job is 7.2 miles, and from Keisha's house is an extra 3.5 miles from his job. So I check his mileage before he leaves work, and then I check his mileage when he get back. And if it don't calculate up to the 7.5 miles from the house to the job, and he ain't stopped nowhere like the gas station or to go to McDonald's to get something to eat, I know if this is an extra 3.5 miles, he been over at Keisha's house. And his resting heart rate is 42 beats a minute. So I know with his race, when I ask a question, his heartbeat is 60 minutes. He lying. That's what it is to me.
Are you full? Where you ate at? Did she cook for you today? Like I can't. I saw the gravy on your shirt. Where'd you have some chicken and gravy and rice? Like
I know I ain't cooked that. Why your breath smelling like onions?
God help me. So one of the things that Joy said too, and I want you guys to know, she said, with your opinion on it, each of you, she said that Keisha was blessed to be born in this family. She needs to put whatever it is behind her, even though Joy has not. Dina?
Yeah, that's the pot calling the kettle black, because you sitting over there with all that resentment trying to tell somebody to get over it, and you ain't got over it. And that's the post. I'm done.
Abby.
Listen, it's given very much. She better be grateful that her nosy ass aunt couldn't keep her fucking business, her own business to mind, and went and got your ass and brought you over here. Because if it was up to me, we wouldn't know you exist. We would put you you could have stayed over there with your mama. Thank you,
Lord Jesus.
That's what it's given to me. But who is me? Who is me? That's what it gives to me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, they had the luxury lunch, and it was nice.
We didn't care about none of that. We was
the
drama.
Well, the drama, a little bit of drama was there because Quita and
let's talk about Chris.
Hold on, Lord Jesus, before we get to Chris, I wanted to say that Laquita and Monet finally had that conversation. I kind of feel like it really wasn't resolved still. I feel like it's still, because Monet is really pissed off. I'm sorry. I feel like Monet's pissed off. She being tired being put like she a child. She look at things like I'm a grown woman. I know I'm a baby, but I ain't no baby. I think Monet just feels the way towards Laquita right now because she was saying she's just better than her mama. Go ahead with Mr. Chris.
Chris is tired of all you niggas. And she tired. Chris is tired. He said, "Listen, how many bowls of fruit on a kitchen counter do you want me to take? Because this is really ridiculous. Like, he's like, how many times you want me to film somebody open a door into a house? He was like, I want to do things that matter. And the fact that he was so enthusiastic at the rodeo roundup and getting film of them because it told a story. Even if it's a story about the family, he was able to tell a complete story that's linked to the history and to the family, and that's why he was so excited to do it. But these inanimate object houses, he can do that and do it very successfully. He just wants to be able to do other things, and he's just not enthusiastic. And even though he signed a contract, I don't know if he's gonna make it out of the 90-day probationary period.
I wish he would have added
he don't want right. I don't think he wanna. I think he's overdoing that, and he wants to go and follow his dreams. Now, his wife, who says when real estate get funny, she pick up some extra shifts. What did she do at the other job? I don't know. I can't remember.
You talking about
his wife, the nurse?
She was a nurse. She was.
I thought she was a pharmacist.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
She go down to the CVS and pick up a couple shifts when she feel like money gonna be tight. How irresponsible are y'all with y'all money?
But real estate is a finicky. No.
I understand.
Very finicky. Very finicky.
I understand it can be feast or famine. But if you know that beforehand, if you are not already because you got a kid, and you got a mortgage, and you got all of these adult things, if you are not pre-planning for a rainy day, or if you know this is feast or famine type of job, where it's either you selling 4 or 5 houses back to back, or you go 3 months without selling no houses, are you not budgeting and preparing for the lean season when you're in your feast season? Or are you in your feast season and just like, well, money will come back around, spend it all and do all of these things?
Is that question to both of them, Abby? To both of them, or just okay?
That's to both of them. That's to both of them. Or is she and like, okay, well, we're feasting right now, but let's put this in a way. And he's like, no, I want to buy this new $5,000 camera because I have a dream. And he's not, really, you know what I'm saying?
But Chris is on a steady paycheck. She ain't.
Oh, good.
That's why I believe that's why she be pushing him, because of that steady paycheck, to continue to work for Bradenton. If he leaves Bradenton, that steady paycheck goes away.
It does. But you remember she said she held down for a long time. So, you know what I'm saying? She said, I held it down for a long time while you were getting your dream started. So I can understand what she's saying. I'm gonna need that steady paycheck because she wants a house right now. That's why you see her hustling, trying to sell all these houses. You think she's trying to get her a house and they want to have no child. So she has a goal. He has the same goal. But I'm also with you, Abby, where it just looked last night and even really the whole season. He just looked like, look, I love the Brady family. I love that y'all got me in and stood it up. But he wants to do, I've seen some of his videos. This man does whole video shoots, whole videos with celebrities. He has a bigger thing he wants to do besides, as Abby pointedly out, a bowl of apples or a car or whatever it might be. Even when she was looking for him, he taking pictures and recording that car. He wants to do something else. I just wish he would have put that in the contract with that. Like, look, I'm going to do all things great and cool, but I also going to be doing myself for my business also.
Ain't that what I said when we were talking about them contract negotiations? That he's like, I would be very adamant. I need a calendar by third or fourth. If there's 4 quarters in the year, by the 4th quarter for 2024, I need every date that y'all gonna need me in 2025 to do whatever y'all need me to do, so that I can plan around the schedule that y'all have. Since this is steady money and we have a contract, I need every date in 2025 that you're gonna need me, with a couple of alternatives if the dates can't work out, that we can, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, I get you.
That I can weave in and around and still leave room for me to do my heart's desire. Now, this stuff I'm doing for y'all Bradenton family is to make sure that my household is taken care of. I have a steady paycheck. The bills are getting paid, and my wife is not stressed out. but I also want room to be able to do my heart's desire so
My
that I
dream.
too am
Mhm.
fulfilled. They
Mhm.
say on the plane, put the mask on yourself first. How you
Right.
gonna help
Survival of
anybody
the
else if
fittest.
you over there you can't breathe?
Survivor itself. And you know the thing about it, and Dean, I wanted you to kind of spout on that too. There's nothing wrong. I don't want as a man, you want your man to feel like he is also empowered and not just how they call it Mr. Man, like the woman, like Oprah Winfrey when she had her man, like they would just say that's Oprah's man. You want to also have your own identity and don't get lost in I'm lost into the Braden family, which I love the legacy, I love it, but he wants to build his own legacy, I'm sure, for his wife and for his children and for himself also. Like he didn't leave his job behind to just start working for the Bradens and not kick his dream up off the ground. So I just, and also too, I also want to say too, at the same time, I know that he probably looks like I owe Braden something. They also gave me this platform, but I think that, like Abby said, this should have been the contract. There's gonna be slow times. I talk to people who are in real estate, and unfortunately, there are these slow times. I know somebody who actually works for me who is in real estate and has a job. I'm like, bro, why? He broke it down for me. Like there are times that yes, you get these houses where you said where it's like some big money, and like Abby was saying, he said you save it because them checks are super fat, whatever. You pay your bills up and then you put your money away. But he said some real estate people they'll get the big money and they spend it, and then when that downtime does happen, like they don't get no house for a couple of months, then they're struggling to get bills paid. I think I'll get a 9 to 5 job, which is a trip to me. So I guess it's the way you actually move as far as a real estate, how you move with your coins, how you move with everything.
And there's a couple industries that's like that because a lot of people that are doing 9 to 5s or salary, hourly, whatever, they get a steady paycheck. With real estate, even tax people, like they popping from January 1st to April 15th. They make
You're right.
hundreds of thousands of dollars, but then don't nobody need them as much from April 15th to January 1st. So you got to stack that money. Same thing with real estate. And I was just talking to somebody like within the hotel industry, we have like third party people that plan. Mainly one is like Helms Briscoe. Back in the day, they get a 10% commission, but only after the event takes place. So if you book an event 2 or 3 years out, you got to wait for it to take place in order to get your commission. So you hustling all the time. But now they switched it up to where they get 5% up front and 5% when the event happens because people were struggling and, having to have multiple jobs in between waiting on these commissions. Real estate's the same way. You don't get paid. If y'all watch any of the Selling Tampa, Selling whatever, $1 million listing or whatever, and the reason why people are so mad if they do all this work to sell the house, either it don't sell or the people pull it and give it to another broker or whatever, is because you don't get no money until that house sells. So if that house sit on the market 3 months, 6 months, a year, you don't get no money until it sells.
And you need to put time in to stage it because you got to stage it.
They spent $9,000 on staging.
Yes,
and that's light work, okay? Because if you watch some of them other shows, they spent $20,000 on staging, $30,000
because they're empty, because they're 100% empty at the end, and they want it to be inviting for somebody who wants the place.
You got to give them
like lives in. Yes,
now,
ma'am.
If you finna get $185,000 commission on selling this luxury home or whatever it is, I'm just using random numbers, and so then $10,000, $20,000 to sell it makes sense. But when you spend $20,000 and the house just sitting there, or you don't sell for so long and they snatch the contract, because most of them will put you on like a 3-month contract or 6-month contract to sell the home. If it don't sell in that time, they got the right to take it to another broker or take it off the market or whatever.
True.
So yeah.
So I wanted to ask you guys. Well, I see Tamasha put in the chat, Abby, and I kind of want you to answer this. She says, but his dream is coming at the expense of a family paycheck. He wants more money, but he takes forever to do the task, it seems like. What's your thoughts?
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I was talking to my daughter. He said he may have been afford looking out for him. Like, I feel like his dream is coming as a family paycheck. I mean, that's up to him and his wife. I want to know, did him and his wife sit down before he decided to become a photographer and left whatever call center job he was working so he could pursue his dream? Did they sit down and have a conversation about what this would look like before
Good
they
question.
branched off to, you know what I'm saying, to do all of this? Because I know me and my husband, even though I was the breadwinner in the family, like we would sit down and we at the beginning of the month and we would have a family monthly budgeting meeting, and whatever you wanted to do for the month had to be submitted like a requisition to see if we could afford it and get put it on the budget schedule to
Not
be
a board
paid
meeting.
for.
Yeah.
We did. We did, because I was trying to teach my children financial literacy and
Okay.
understanding how to budget things and how much money you at the beginning of the month, how much money are you finna bring into this house, and here are the bills that have to be paid for the month, and this, and put them in priority, and if they fit into the budget, and if extra things, you can submit a requisition. If we have extra money, then so be it. Yes, we can do that, and if not, then I'm sorry, you might have to wait until next month and then submit the requisition again until we can afford it and get it approved to put it on the budget. Because and that's how I raised my kids, because I want them to be smart and realistic about what you can realistically do with the money that you have coming in. Because I hated the generational curse of borrowing from Peter to pay Paul,
Oh
and it was like
Lord. Mm,
you know what I'm saying? It's like a
I
vicious
hate that.
cycle.
It
You know
is.
what I'm saying? It's like a
Mm-hmm.
vicious cycle, and you never get to catch up. And
Right.
at some point, you gotta stop it. So I just want to know, did they have a conversation? And again, I go back to, I understand that the real estate business is very feast or famine,
Hmm. Hmm.
and if you say our bills are this much a month,
Hmm.
this is how much money that we need to have come into the household to cover just our basic needs: food, lights, gas, water, phone, these cars, insurance, rent, all of those good things. And what's left over, we can build a fund to start building towards your dream, to get you the equipment to do the things that you want. You can start working on building the connections and the relationships and stuff, and then start to try and put your portfolio together to launch your business
Hmm.
and the dream that you want to do. But we have to be realistic. It's one it's one thing to walk on faith and stuff, but faith without works is dead.
You gotta put some in there, that pot.
You got to put something
Yeah.
in there. You got to work smarter, not harder. So I just don't, I like,
It's a good
it feels,
it's a good question. What you're
it
saying.
feels like the wife, what's the wife's name? Jaquita? What's her
Jaquita.
name?
Jaquita.
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 It
Mm.
feels like Jaquita is always working from a scarcity mindset, which is like,
Mm.
you
Mm-hmm.
like, we never know where our next meal is gonna come from. We never know where our next paycheck is gonna come from. So you better secure this steady paycheck while it's being offered to you, and do whatever they say, and whatever, and
She
fuck
don't
how
want to
you
go
feel.
back to being the breadwinner.
Exactly,
And she does it. I keep saying that too.
and bump how you feel about this situation. This is a steady paycheck that's bringing money into our house. And even though I sold 7 houses last month, I still need you to have this steady paycheck, because we don't know. I might not sell another house for another 2.5, 3, 4 months. And then what are we going to do? My question is, if you sell 10 houses in a month and a half, say 6 weeks, you have 10 closings, and you, after taxes and everything, you have a nice healthy bank account of like $150,000. I'm just throwing money out there.
Hmm.
Why are you not saying, okay,
Not throwing
this
money.
is, you know what I'm saying? This is
I
this
know.
this is not the question that you have with your honey. Okay, so you still have a steady paycheck, so you still build it into the steady pay, this money. You have steady money coming in. But I have done well in the last 6 weeks, and this is the surplus of money that we have. How much is it for us to pay the mortgage for a year? How much is it for just, if you just get the basic needs? for a 12-month span where you are not concerned about, oh my God, if he decides he flip out, or they decide they don't want to do this anymore with him, or they get into some type of family kerfuffle or whatever, and then he has to look for another job or something, where at least your basic needs. You ain't got to worry about being evicted from your house. You don't have to worry about them putting you on the street or your lights getting cut off. Are you planning ahead in your feast to cover your famine season? People got to look ahead.
See, I don't know if they're not doing that, but what Ebby is saying, and just like what Dina's saying too, and like I said earlier, with a different career that you have, like the taxes or whatever, you know, you got to cover yourself for 6 months. If it's two of you guys, it should be easier because you have a partner, so that discussion should be had. There should be a cushion for both. What I mean by that is maybe during the real estate season time, she's really putting that money working or whatever, but then on the other side, when it does go down, you should got me, baby. You should have some set up, whether it be some clients, you have some big clients, and there's money put away for that season, whatever that looks like. So I love that feedback, what you're saying, and because I do agree with that. So also to Tamasha said in the chat, and I'm gonna say I think Chris might be a little bit misunderstood, because she says that if he's working, he won't be the respected, but I don't think he want to be the breadwinner. And I don't really get that from him. I feel like that he's really just trying to make his dream come true, but also he does want to be the head of the family, and he just wants that support. And I just think that's rough. And then probably you know how it looks, images. I just don't think that's what it don't get that for me.
You know what it gets for me is that every time he tries to be the breadwinner and make decisions, his wife undercuts whatever it is.
And I get that too. But here's the thing that I really wish they would have touched on. Like, okay, everybody like buy a house, buy a house, buy a house, buy a house. But you don't. I seen a thing that there was a girl and guy sleeping on the floor, and the tagline was, "When you just had enough for the security deposit." Okay, and the apartment was nice, but it was empty, and you know it was done jokingly. But a lot of people don't realize that after you put the money down on the house and you close and everything, you get in the house, there's all these additional fees. You might have a homeowners association. You got to have homeowners insurance. You have to pay property taxes every year. Shit could break. So now you got to have like the little home warranty insurance on your appliances and plumbing, and all that shit costs. So, and then, of course, if you went from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 4-bedroom house, now you need furniture. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you got to eat. So now you got a mortgage. You got some places will let you break your property taxes in the monthly payment. Some you just owe it at the end of the year. So you got mortgage, property taxes, all these different insurances, homeowners fees, and this, that, and the third. And then they talking about having a baby. So what's going to happen when she go on maternity leave? I don't know about y'all, but from the women that I know, so I'm not going to generalize, but most women, I'll say 90%, so I don't want to feel financially secure. We ain't saying you got to have $1 billion.
Come on now.
But when I lay my head down at night, I
you
don't
be comfortable.
want to worry about is my gas or lights or some gonna get put out, and I don't want to be behind on the mortgage. And come home and my furniture be out on the streets. You know, we need that security, and so if he is not comforting her to know that they will be financially secure, it don't matter if I call it financial cheating, because he could never be with another woman in the street, but not knowing where my finances, and that's financially cheating as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
So we need to sit down and make sure, like Ebby said, like when we got this big check, let's pay the mortgage up for a year. Boom, I can sleep at night knowing that for the next 12 months ain't nobody putting me out my house.
Come on, see, that's the thing about it. Being to me, I'm gonna say this really quick. Being comfortable is my love language. Like I know I can go to my kitchen. There's gas in my vehicle. You know, if I want something extra, I can get it, but it's not like I need to be like, you know, royal rich and I'm all fancy. You know, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I don't worry about the rent. No one come to my door saying, "Oh, you owe money." There's no problem. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not driving dirty, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm driving in my vehicle, everything, my insurance and stuff. That's a love language for me 100%. That's what makes me happy. Like, you know, people say you warm and cover. That's me 100% because I need the basics. You know what I'm saying? The extra stuff yet that's lovely to add on addition to. I love that as well. But that's basically because I grew up where my dad made sure we had it. Not saying we were raised with middle class, but you know, it's corny. I had a Cosby Show lifestyle, and I loved that comfort that I had, and I want that for my children, and I want that for myself. And I think there's nothing wrong with feeling like that. Without all the extra, I gotta be rich, and it ain't gotta be like that. I just wish my bills are paid. Period. What you say?
I don't need a Birkin or a Bentley, but
it's nice. It's nice, but you know,
it's nice. I don't need it. What I need is my electricity to stay on.
Come on now,
so I can watch my TV shows.
Let's go.
What I need is my gas to be on so I can take a hot shower to go to work.
Come on now.
What I need is gas in my vehicle so I can get back and forth to work.
Come on, you're preaching now.
I am very much with you. Like, don't get me wrong. I like to take my trips and I will sit down.
Yes.
When I say sit down, I'm not going out to eat. I'm not doing nothing extra. I'm paying my bills and stacking my money. Because what I tell people all the time, it's okay to miss a little fun to stack some funds. FUNDS.
Come on now. Abby, what your thoughts, baby? We want to be comfortable.
Yes, listen. I want to be comfortable. Like I said, I did this because I was the breadwinner in my household, and so it was always on my back to carry whatever it is.
Come on, soft life.
You know, listen. That's why at this point, if you don't add value to my life, then you can't stay in my life. I'm tired of being a real nigga. I'm tired of being, the breadwinner. I'm tired of being, like I carry everything now. But I can't add an extra 230 pounds for a nigga on my back. I ain't got it no more. I got Miss Ethel knees now. I ain't got Megan knees no more. I can't carry it all. So you got to come in and add value to my situation. You can't make it worse. I can't allow you in my life if you're gonna make whatever I got going on worse. So I need you to add value. I need you to be able to take care of yourself. Yes. I know we can do it better together, but I just can't do it.
I could do bad by myself. Hey, look, I'm just keeping it real. And it's not even saying that I want to be like that, but what I'm saying is, how some men would say, well, you act just like a man. Well, to be honest, a black woman had to be a man a lot. Whether it be with the babies, having the baby, whatever going on, single mom, because think about it, at the end of the day, and I was raised by two parents, but you look at even my mom in the relationship, my mama was like doing everything, period. And it's just like men don't get it just because, like I saw an old show from the 90s. Oh, well, she's home, she's a wife, she don't have much to do. And I laughed about it because it's 2024. It's like, bro, nowadays men are at home doing that and they're not complaining about it or whatever, things are reversed. But it's funny how men actually thought that a lot of things women did were just like menial or it's a woman's job, but you can't 24 hours do it. They be crying in the corner. Oh, I can't handle it. The kids are crying. That's what's going on. What you do when this happened? The stove blew. So it's just like for me, the respect is not there for women, and we've been to corporate, we've been to house, we've been all those things. So to be a man's role is nothing as well. So when men said it, it's laughable. Are you serious?
Well, that's because we as women, we anticipate the need before the need happens. So our brain is already in the future, whether it be that day, that week, that month, that year, whatever. We are already seeing what needs to be done and what needs to be taken care of. And if it's not getting done, then we're going to step in and do it. Naturally, we are nurturers. And if we see a problem, we're going to fix it. And if we give you the blueprint and you take too long to fix it, naturally we're gonna step in and fix it. I'm allowing you to be a man. I said, baby, wooty woo, whatever. Here's the blueprint. This one needs to be done to avoid XYZ.
Period.
And you start taking your time. Okay, well now I gotta jump in and do it because I know if we don't do this right here today, XYZ will happen in 6 months.
Come on now. Come on, Dina. And we've seen that before as women, and the men will be like, no. And you'd be like, okay. And then when they happen, like, hold on, wait a minute. What you say? How you do? Like, bro, I told you that 2 weeks ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Abby, I know you got this. I know you know about this too. Because men be doing some stupid shit to me. It's irritating. Sometimes I was like, bro, I told you. Why can't a woman be smart or be strategic and know things as well? Come on through. You can't really listen to what I'm saying? Or because you a man that got you some balls? Come on, man. Just saying. Period. Stupid.
How could you got balls, Jesus?
They be feeling like it's gold down there when it's actually sand. Let's go.
Oh. My God, on today.
I'm just saying, I can't let you lead if you lead me to nowhere.
Exactly.
Look, I ain't got time for a pipe dream.
I'm finna put
my
my mask on first and exit expeditiously.
Let me tell you something. If some stuff going on and the world is coming to an end and we struggling, or they say we got 24 hours to get together, guess what they gonna look to? I bet you ain't gonna be no strong man. What's she saying? Okay. Because y'all will be struggling. Like, I'm just being real. It should have been the leaders. The women should have been the leaders. That's that we're not now.
But do y'all understand how tired I am of the situation being we need this and we need it in 24 hours, and then everybody looking in my face?
Girl, come on, Abby. Come on, talk about it.
I'm tired, y'all.
Let's talk about it.
I'm tired. The Lord knows I'm tired. The Lord knows the desire of my heart. I am waiting for Him because He promised me some things, and I'm waiting. I'm trying to be patient and leave it in His timing, because His timing is perfect. And and everything that I've been through is for a purpose. But when I say that I'm going to get my soft girl era, because it's the desire of my heart, and God promised me some things, I'm just sitting and waiting on it. But in the interim, I'm tired of people looking in my face and be like, we need this by this, and then it's on my back to bring it through. And thank God, I thank God for being a provider and allowing me to be a good steward over what He's given me, so that I can come through every single time. But it's stressful, and I get tired. It's tiring. It's tiring. I can't. Right. Like I can't. I don't understand this. We got to get rid. I cannot.
I don't know, man. Let's go.
What are my requisitions for being on my roster? If at any time that I call you, because I hate asking for it. First of all, 9 times out of 10, if I'm calling you, it's because I've depleted everything else that I know how to do, and I have no choice but to come to you and ask you for anything. Because I hate it with a passion. But if you are my roster and I ask you for anything, and you can't come through, not only am I never asking you for any type of help ever again, as long as I thank you, getting kicked off the roster.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna need you to go sit on the bench, and I'm calling one of your replacements up to the top 5. Because at no time should I not be able, if I am gracious enough to share my body and talents and time with you, and I can't come and ask you for help when I need it.
You are worthless.
What is the point of you even being here, son?
Exactly, Dina. Exactly. And then a man, see, the thing about that I think is funny is that men for years, and I know this because we all have been there as far as even young women coming up listening. I had a lot of uncles and even, dad, whatever. And I would hear my mother, I would hear all of them talking. I was like, as an adult, you put it together once you become a woman or whatever, you think about this conversation. And it's like men really thought since the beginning that they knew everything. So the women that was really the revolutionary, probably the ones who were like the men was in the front. Oh, that's the man. He did all that. I'm pretty sure the idea most likely came from a woman the night before when they was in the pillow talk or she was doing whatever. And it's sad to say that a lot of things that happened in our history, women were the one who did it, but the men got the accolades for it. Nothing is new about that. Nothing.
There's a reason why the saying is behind every great man is a greater woman pushing this nigga to
pushing him to greatness,
and leaving her in the dust in front of other people.
There's a reason why the Bible calls a wife a helpmaate and a revealer. Because that's our job. It's because we're the ones that's gonna tell you, hey nigga, the cliff is right there. You finna fall off the cliff.
Look, and you steady going fast. You want to go off the edge? I'm trying to stop you. Like, period. Tamasha, this is true. Rosa Parks on the bus, the main Martin. Look, the thing about it is, even back then, even black. The thing about it, yes, we was having a movement and all the things, and it was wonderful and beautiful. But when you hear the breakdown, the stories in between, a lot of stuff was done because the women, including Martin, a lot of things, the ideas that came up over time was actually the women and people from the community. And I mean, people who were a part of the LGBTQ community, but those people weren't given any kind of shine until like the last 15, maybe 10 years, we hear about these stories, but even now we're hearing more. And it happens in households every day that women are the one that's literally doing these things. I love the song Women's Work. I do. But there people do really feel that there's a thing called women's work. But in reality, women do both. We do women and men's work. Wear both hats. All of them can fit in anywhere and do whatever. Whether it be financially or whatever, taking care of kids, being a businessman, run a business, whatever it might be. I swear to God, I believe women are better pimps than men. But I'm just saying, are we going to ever hear that anywhere? No, in 2024, we're still not going to hear that. And we have to demand respect, which I think is trash. I don't know. This shit got me heated as fuck.
Okay, let us pray.
Okay, so this was the finale of the season. I want to say one thing I want to say that I did enjoy recapping and talking about this season, and it also meant something to me because for me, my family is from Natchez, Louisiana, which Granny was born there, even though she was adopted and raised in Houston. But my family's also from Houston as well and Louisiana. And I know my family has ties with, a lot of the people that's from the show that I don't even know, but just I know there's ties because, small world, small towns, whatever. But it's just a beautiful thing to talk about these shows and the family dynamics, even with the whole Outside Baby, us discussing that, even hearing Dina and Ebby's, different perspectives to me was enlightening because I didn't grow up with that experience. So to hear Dina's side was so intriguing to me, and to hear Ebby was also intriguing. It brought up different side discussions about the show where these sparked a good conversation. People I'm trying to say. So I did enjoy the season. Look forward to season 2. Love the fact that we're doing something for Texas and Houston on top of the fact. But I did want to get before we close out, Ebby and Dina, what are your views about this season, about the show? Dina.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I talked a lot about my family dynamic throughout the season. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things resonated with me. I do understand like it's hard to work in a family unit because you can't go to a regular 9-to-5 outside family and cuss folks out and go back to work the next day like nothing happened. And then not only that, when you working with family, y'all have y'all outside family differences, but then you got to come to work and collectively, get shit done. So it can be a difficult dynamic, although I do like the way that they have started to resolve issues with going to therapy.
Yes.
And sometimes it takes 20, 30, 40 years to get some things
Come
resolved,
on now.
but
Be real.
I do hope that, everything works out for them. I'm anxious to see future seasons because I know that they said it would probably take like 2 years to build all 28 homes. So I'm anxious to see when they have the ribbon cutting for the development.
Yes, same.
I'm anxious to see, other things that are, because, they say you build it, it will come.
Yes, come on now.
Like that medical center that was branching off over there. People gonna need housing. And then I love the fact that they're not doing this to just make money for themselves. I mean, yeah, they're gonna make some money, but
building the
process
community.
of them, they're building up the community, then other things will come. So let's say, for example, the house started out at $150,000, right? So now when all these things start coming to community, that $150,000 house is now $400,000.
Right.
And so increasing the value of the neighborhood and building up the community is only going to make things better and bring more businesses and more daycares and hair salons and restaurants and all that. So I'm anxious to see how the area gets built up over the years.
Abby, what are your final thoughts about the season, Mama?
This was a good first season. Like I want Keisha next season. I want Keisha and Bubba to get in, and Miss Joy. I want the three of them to get into somebody's office and somebody's sofa. I don't care if you got to bring Ayanla in. There's some work that needs. Listen, she need to come in and talk to all of them because they all a little bit of dysfunction.
Jesus, fix it.
My God, I really want somebody to come in and sit down and have some open, honest conversations and some healing to take place. I need some responsibility for bad choices and bad actions to be taken. I need some responsibilities to be taken, some accountability to be taken next season. That's what in the next season I would like. I hope they get renewed for season 2 because I would like to see a second season. I would like to see them start to break ground on the heritage or legacy village or whatever. I can't remember the name of it. I want to see it. I want them to get that girl that hair salon though.
I do. I think Monet deserves it. I do. No, real talk. I think Monet deserves it.
Let get that girl that salon.
And then look, and then the thing about it, Monet with the hair salon, she's probably the one that be in the family. Some pop off a holiday, something. We all get your hair done. We go to Monet. So why not give her a salon? She don't want to do hair that's in the family. Why not? But look, this is something I gotta say about Miss Dina, the receipt queen, and Miss Ibby Reviews. So let me say this. This season doing this show with these ladies, and we've done some other projects as well. Really, have been really loving the dynamic between the three of us. I feel like we're the older G's of situation. I feel like that our connection doing these things have been everything. So with that being said, with this being done for the Saturdays, and y'all also the feedback I've received, y'all really have enjoyed the three of us. We're gonna do something started next Saturday. I got to talk to them about it. Probably we'll figure out something, but you guys actually like us together. You like us when we do our recaps or whatever. And so they liking us, ladies. I'm just being honest. And so for me, I'm appreciative because it's been different. We're around the same age. And so the discussion for this season has been it's been really a good season, except for that one day when my Instagram got shut down because everyone was talking about, we was talking, but it's all good because I'm right there with her. Girl, please, I was right there with you with the white meat showing, period. It's all good. Instagram be doing too much. So I didn't really care about that, but it didn't matter because it's my sister, she know that, and so is Dina. And so it just I felt loved. They don't even know it. I felt a lot of love for the two of them doing this season. Just having they come every Saturday because it just is what it is. I just love these girls a lot. And so I want to say that and I get all sappy. I know I'm a little sappy. It's whatever.
Oh, it's okay, honey.
But I do love both of them.
You too.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying y'all are very talented and I've enjoyed y'all this whole season. Y'all opinions. It's just been everything. So I want to know what before we do the preacher, before every review come up and come to the pulpit, okay?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So Dina, what you got going on your channel?
So Jocelyn's Cabaret, Texas, will premiere tomorrow. And I wish I could go down to Houston and go to the premiere, but unfortunately I have to work the next day. So I was unavailable to do that. But so I will be doing that on Monday evenings. And then there is another Baddies versus something I can't remember that's coming out on Zeus. So when they drop that, I'm gonna be doing
Jesus
that.
Queen.
And yes, Zeus is my life right now. And then I know not this, because we do Baddies Caribbean every other week. So not this week, but next week Baddies Caribbean. It's on the end. This should be like some of the finale episodes coming up. And then we already know in the streets that they've got reunion drama. They just finished filming it, and there's been lots of fights already. So I got to get on the gram and get some tea for that. Appreciate you sending me some info.
Of course.
And then so that's pretty much what I got going on with that. And then Love and Marriage Huntsville, I do with Confessions of a Reality Queen. And then I think we got Love and Marriage Detroit coming up, but Saturday evenings are kind of iffy for me because I have events. So I don't know if I'll be able to make that, but I try to.
I'm hoping. So I'm doing. So I'm just gonna say it real quick. So Detroit is coming on tonight. So I am going live tonight, and whoever wants to join, I send to everybody wants to join. I really want Ebby to come through because even though I know Ebby don't like these people, I know she doesn't. But I love my sister's opinion, and that's why I want her there because
I got a live at 7
tonight. I'm gonna do it tonight after the premiere. The premiere come on at 7. I'm gonna do it like right after, like 8:20, whatever. So I love Abby's opinion. She know I do, and so that's why I want her to be there because she don't like them, and she gonna give the real. So anyway, I want Abby to say what she gonna say, but I wanted to say that really quick. But did I want to ask you, with the Texas Jocelyn thing, whatever, I'm doing mine on Monday too, but you said you only gonna be able to jump in on the evening.
Yeah, because when I work 9 to whenever, so I usually do my stuff in the evening after I get off work.
If I do it before 9 o'clock of recording, will you hop on with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so Ed, what you got going on your channel, Mama? Go ahead.
So this evening at 7:30, me and the straight man gonna be talking about Chasing Orlando season 1. Now her veneers came off, guys. Okay.
Wait a minute, y'all. Celebration, y'all. Look. Go tell them. Hold on, before we get to that, go tell them about it. Tina, because they can know what you're talking about. Tell them.
I'm gonna drop some tea later on. I gotta go get my receipts, of course. But
you going live today? Hold on, you going live today about the reunion?
Yeah. Okay. So allegedly, Tasiki and Diamond the Body got into altercation, and Tasiki hit her in the mouth so hard that her veneers came off. So,
oh my God.
When you get veneers, they shave your teeth down. So she really didn't like knock her tooth per se off. She knocked the veneer off, and now Diamond the Body's running around talking about, oh, now I look like Krishan.
Oh no!
Wait a minute now. Nope.
Wow.
So I will be talking about it today after I get my receipt.
I got out of jail yesterday.
Okay.
Listen,
so
you better shut up.
Dina, hold on now. Dina, top of the chat. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe because when the Sweet Queen get into Zeus, she gets in her bag with that. And that live, make sure you see me that link. I want to be in that live. Because everybody's talking about this live, about this happening. So probably today and tomorrow they're gonna be talking about this all day about what happened to her and Tashika. She went live this morning and she said, "I'm going to get a necklace. I should get a necklace with a tooth on it." So you need to get into that tea too. Anyway, Abby, what you got going on your channel, Mama? Go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry. Like I was saying, me and the straight man is talking Chasing Orlando tonight at 7:30. Later on this week, me and the straight man is Cam Newton had Iyanla Vanzant on his channel for Funky Friday this past Friday. So we're gonna discuss what she said on his show. Then and so other than that, I think I got much happening. I'm working on some things behind the scenes. You just look for me in the distance. Hallelujah.
I love it. I'm so proud of my baby. Okay, so whatever that may be, because you sound like me with that. So for me, of course, you know, I'm always doing some behind the scenes. I can't even stay still for the fall. I got some stuff coming that's gonna be popping. Some real stuff that's really popping that I only got confirmation about, but I can't say yet. But other than that, I do my Big Brother, CBS Press, Paramount Plus every Monday, the exit interviews after eviction. I will be interviewing Joseph this Monday. I will be also covering Jocelyn's Cabaret for Texas. I'm gonna do my video probably Monday. I know that Love is Blind is coming up as well. I'm thinking about trying to hit up either Kid My Cheeks and Ebby to maybe do something with them. I know they covered it as well. I just haven't told them about it yet. I want to ask them I could do something on theirs, whatever. Anyway, and then of course, I do Netflix. I got The Circle coming. There was a Circle, literally the whole entire the whole cast. I did a live about the cast and just kind of followed them as I was live and showing the people. The whole cast jumped into my Instagram live. It came into a circle party. It was everything. Respect. I loved it. So it's just a lot of positive stuff is happening for me, which I'm really proud of, and people I'm talking to. So like I say, stuff in the fall that I can't really say I got coming up, but for sure in the Ready to Love You, I know we're covering that. The change of that again, instead of Saturday 12, we'll be doing Ready to Love in the evening right after the show comes on, because they changed it to instead of Friday to Saturday. So I know Ready to Love panel. Everybody that's my favorite panel. Everybody loves is that one, because we go in from me, Abby, Dina, Lee, Stacey B. She said she will be in attendance for sure. Mod, everybody who was there. It's really a good panel for Ready to Love. So I hope you guys do come back for that. It's supposed to be coming on in early October, allegedly rumored. So be prepared. We have 2 seasons, 2 different states. We got Philly and then we got Detroit. So we just got a lot coming up for We Review panel. I just wanted to say shout out to all my queens who've been a part of it all these years. I shout out to Dina who's here, and Abby. I just love you guys who have just been a part of this that I created years ago. The fact that y'all still been here after all this time. No panel can say that we have rocked straight all these years, the same panel on YouTube. Not many can say that, and I'm proud. As the people that I chose to be in my circle, who are some real ass people, not those fake fraudulent people, and Fugazi. That's why it went the way it did, period. So anyway, that's all I got. I love y'all down. Miss Preacher, come on up and real quick, y'all come, make sure y'all follow these ladies, please. It's really important to me that you guys follow these ladies. Please make sure you guys type in the chat and your Cash App. Every Saturday I want them to type the Cash App. I want you guys to get their Cash App up, their channel especially. That's important. Check out the views. Actually watch their channel, no BS. Preacher Abby, are you headed up to the pulpit? Preacher Abby, Abby review. Are you
y'all are so silly.
Are we headed this way? Are we up here? Yeah, Mama, we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay.
All right.
Hold on. Oh, my bad. I had to write music up. I thought I had the wrong music up the whole time. Go ahead, Mama.
All right. So if all hearts and minds are clear, dear Heavenly Father, it's again that we come to you as humbly as we know how. Just thank you.
Hold on. My music ain't playing. I'm sorry. Hold on. I don't know why my music. Did I hear my music?
It's time to say
bye. No, we don't hear any music. Please.
There we go. The devil trying to Jesus. Go ahead, Abby. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, thank you, God, for all that you are and all that you do for us, and thinking about us and the desires of our hearts. God, we want to continue to pray success for the Braden family and all of their endeavors. We allow them to come back for a second season and be even more prosperous, to show us Black excellence and the real and the fake when it comes to such a huge family with a long storied history. Dear God, I pray for my sisters Kamisha and Dina. Allow them to continue to be prosperous and have great progress here on our YouTube platforms. God, allow us to be seen by the eyes that you want to see us, to push us closer towards our destiny and what you called us to do in our lives. And if you do these things, we'll be so careful to give you the glory and the honor that you deserve. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Lord, that was a good one. Lord have mercy, y'all. This is the finale, y'all. And it was a good season. And you know how we do things over here. We about to be out She's 5,000 G. We'll be back next season. But you know how it is. I have to leave out with my famous words. One thing I want you guys to know, and that nothing that will never change about this, I am the queen of reality TV. Don't get it twisted and don't doubt it. It is what it is. Period.